All right, Chapter 2 of Bootcamp. Resistance is futile. You must accept the fact that you deserved to be sent to Lake Harmony. I'm allowed to use the bathroom. Then I'm put in a small windowless room with the military-style metal-framed bed. Two stern-looking men wearing matching black polo shirts and khaki slacks sit in chairs by the door. One is tall with dark skin, a muscular build, and an athletic natural grace. The other is short, bulky, and troll-like, with dark stubble around his jaw and a square head that disappears into his shoulders with almost no sign of a neck. Together, they remind me of the seated stone giants who guard the tomb of Ramses. You guys here to make sure I don't escape? I ask as I sit down on the bare mattress. Stand up and shut up, the troll orders. I'm tired. It must be 4 a.m. by now, and would prefer to lie down and sleep, but something tells me to obey. So I stand. The men in the chairs watch me. The tall one yawns. This must be boring as hell for them. It sure is for me. How long do I have to stand here? I ask after a while. Shut up, the troll grunts. His tone sounds bored. There's no vehemence in his words. So I stand, and stand, and stand. An hour passes, then another. I shift my weight from one foot to the other, arch my back, and wonder, how much longer is all this going to last? Sitting in the chair, the tall, dark-skinned one starts to close his eyes. His head begins to droop. The troll notices and nudges him with his elbow. The tall one jerks his head up with a start, then yawns. Outside, a bird chirps, and even in this windowless room, I sense that the sky has gone from black to gray. I yawn and stretch, and more than anything want to lie down and sleep. But both men keep a steady eye on me, and I know what the answer will be if I ask. How much longer? While I don't know the answer to that particular question, I have a feeling I do know the answer to another. Why am I here? Because my parents are trying to scare me into behaving. I'll admit that this time I'm impressed by the lengths to which they've gone. Arranging for me to be taken against my will is pretty extreme. Back in the city, Sabrina will be waking up soon. She'll wait for me to call, but that call won't come, and she won't know why. And she won't be able to find out unless she calls my parents, who have consistently refused to meet or speak to her. It's hard to imagine they will now. From outside come the sounds of early morning stirring. The slam of a car door, footsteps in the hallway. The door opens. A thin man with slick-backed black hair and a thin black mustache enters carrying a brown paper shopping bag. He's wearing a white polo shirt and khaki slacks, and he stares at me with puffy, reddened eyes. His nose twitches every time he sniffs. Strip, he orders. The word is so unexpected that I assume I've heard him wrong. Sorry? You heard me, he barks. Yes, I heard him, but... The men in the chairs sit up, more alert. Who are you? I ask. The thin man narrows his swollen eyes. That's the last time you'll speak unless spoken to. You will remain silent and do what you're told when you're told. He checks his watch. You have exactly 20 seconds to get out of those clothes, or you'll stand here until this time tomorrow, and we'll try again. I want to tell him to go to hell, but I have a feeling that's exactly what he expects. I may not know where I am, but I do know these three men have the advantage. This may be new to me, but it isn't to them. They've been through this 100, maybe even 1,000 times before. I kick off my shoes, then start to unbutton my shirt. The thin man glances at his watch impatiently, but whether from fatigue or disbelief or anger, I can't get my fingers to work more quickly. Faster, the man barks. Every fiber in my body yearns to refuse, but doing so will only delay what I really need to accomplish. accomplish, which is to get out of here and back to Sabrina. So I finish unbuttoning my shirt and yank it off, then open my belt buckle and start to pull down my pants. The men in the chairs glance at each other, and the tall one raises his eyebrow, as if they're surprised I've cooperated so quickly. Meanwhile, the thin man sniffs and consults his watch. I push my pants down over my ankles and step out of them. The thin man's eyes dart at my feet, then back to his watch, so I quickly strip off my socks. Now I'm only in my boxers. He nods. Those two. Anger boils up inside me and I want to shout, "Why? Who the hell do you think you are?" But I already know the answer. I've read about these places like this, and I've seen the TV specials. I had hours in the airport and on the plane and in the car to figure it out. I'm in a boot camp, and its purpose is to break me down and train me, like a cowboy breaks down a bronco or a dog is taught in obedience school. The thin man glances at his watch again. "See you tomorrow." He turns toward the door. "Wait!" I push the boxers down, then step out of them. The thin man stops. I'm standing naked and defenseless, and these three men are staring at me. It's not cold in the room, but shivers race over my skin like chilling winds. Turn around and bend over. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. The troll smiles. He's enjoying this. Meanwhile, my legs won't move. "You want to spend the next 24 hours standing in that spot?" the thin man asks. I turn and bend. Strangely, this isn't as difficult as I might have thought. Now that they've made me strip, what difference does it make? Spread 'em. Do it, I tell myself, for Sabrina. The sooner I'm out of here, the sooner we'll be together again. When he's done searching, the thin man puts my clothes in the paper bag. In their place, he leaves a green polo shirt, blue jeans, and green flip-flops. He departs while I'm putting on my new uniform. Once dressed, I assume the two men are going to take me somewhere else. But they remain seated. "Try to get some sleep," the tall one says. "I have to stay here?" I ask. "No talking," the troll barks. I'm not about to argue with a chance to rest, so I lie on my back on the bare mattress, stare at the light bulb hanging from the ceiling, and wonder how long have my parents been planning this.